What's up, my folks? I hope y'all are doing well. All right, I'm out here with my shy dog bitch. This bitch is off the Pepe El Toro stuff on top. Well, it's a brother sister breeding a Pepe to his sister, and then the bottom's a bitch off of Floyd Boudreaux. It's right off his yard. So she's that Pepe Boudreaux shit. The Boudreaux stuff's got a little bit of the Vinny stuff in it though. It's back when he bred into the, um, that Lucky Dog stuff, back into his stuff. So it's a lot of that Lucky Dog shit in it. But I like her. She's on one pup right now. She only had two for me, and she killed the first one. It was her first litter. She didn't know how to take the sack, so I had to get the other one away from her. And she's been a good mama since then. She's doing good with her. I wish she would have had more, but that's how it goes. I wanted some more off of her and Rusty, but you always don't get what you want. You just kind of got to take what you can get sometimes. But anyhow, all right, let's talk about discrepancies in pedigrees. Okay, there's a comment left on my last video about somebody acting like they know something about something. I deleted it because it's bullshit, and it's still relevant to me anyway. The dogs that was being talked about, I got none of them in my pedigrees. I don't even have none of that shit. And that's what happens when you get in dogs that people have other dogs, like a line kind of like the Turtle Buster dogs, where they're not on every street corner. They're there, but the people that got them, a lot of times keep them to themselves. They had them for a long time. They know what they are. And then you got other people that, they get them and they want to think that they got something special. So they'll try to talk down on other people that have them to make it look like they're the only source of it. But the fact of the matter is, I've kept a lot of secrets on the Turtle Buster line and things that I know about them to myself for many years. Mainly because I didn't want to affect the old lady that was, told me the truth on the dogs, because I didn't want to affect her, make her look bad or affect her program in any way. Because honestly, let's think about it like this: the dogs are good, people are happy with them. Why stir up the waters? You know what I mean? Why muddy the waters? But she's got to be retired by now. She's got to be pushing 80. So I think it's time to go ahead and tell some of these secrets out, because I'm just tired of all the shit. I've watched it be spewed for a decade one way, longer than that, 15 years, and it's always about D, about her dogs. Okay, this is the truth. Now, I'm telling you what I know, coming right from the horse's mouth, from the lady that whelped Fargo. Okay, so I'm not just pulling this shit out of the air. And like I said, I kept my mouth shut because I told her I would. I didn't want to affect her in any way, because, and I'm a man of my word, but she, like I said, she got to be retired. So it's getting to that time that, I'm getting older, and I think the truth should be told, especially when shit gets spewed on other people. All right, like I always tell everybody, I raise Buster dogs. I don't try to chase pedigrees on Turtle Buster dogs and say I got Turtle Buster dogs and woo woo woo, I'm something special. Because honestly, that's one of the most fucked up lines of dogs as far as bullshit in them as ever. Let's be honest, a lot of them guys up there are full of shit and will lie to you and fuck you over. It's happened to us, and it'll happen to you too. You keep fucking, you do a lot of business. The fact of the matter is, the line of dogs that I got, the Buster dogs, are off the Popeye strain. Okay, Popeye was the most inbred, purest Turtle Buster dog without a lot of Fargo in him. Now, most of your dogs, if they come from gang shit, they're going to have Fargo in it. There's nothing you can do about it. He put it in there. A lot of them are going to have Paladin in them too. All right. Now, the thing that I always tell people, I don't really like a lot of Fargo in my dogs. I will take it because it goes with the program. And it does work together with the Turtle Buster dogs well. But as you add, you take away. All right. Now, the thing about the Fargo dogs, like I said, this coming from the lady that whelped them dogs. People have known somewhat the truth is, because I've even seen it on Peds online where somebody put Paladin as a sire of Fargo. Okay. Now, they were on the trail, but they got off at the Y. Okay, they didn't stay on the right trail, but they were hot. They were hot for a second. Fargo's not off of Paladin. And I knew that. That's why I inquired and went right to the source, said, you got to tell me, because I swear to you, if he's off of Paladin, I'm going to go out there and cull every Fargo dog I got. Because I already had my dance with that shit. You know what I'm saying? She said, I don't know what to tell you. Now, this is how it went. I don't know what to tell you, but he's supposedly off of Spicer Sting. Spicer Sting was Paladin's brother, okay? Now, that all hit real home and made perfect sense to me. From having the Fargo dogs and seeing how they performed and hunted and their abilities, it all made sense. And also the fact that we had dogs right off of Spicer Sting that we sent up there for. Jim Rose got some off of Dixon and Weezer. Dixon's Satan and Dixon's Weezer and all that shit. Dixon's Lucifer, which was her maiden name before she got married, the lady I'm talking about. So I will say this in their defense. Those Spicer Sting dogs was a little bit gamer than the dogs we had off Paladin stuff. About 10, 15 minutes gamer, it seemed like. They still had a clock in them. They still failed the program, okay? Then it all made sense to me. I was like, well, now this fucking makes sense because this is how they perform. Whereas you take the pure Turtle Buster dogs we had are more like a Jeep Rascal type dog. Pretty spicy, but a good bottom end, you know? Pretty good ability, good bottom end, good game dogs. Whereas when we got into the Fargo shit, we started seeing real hardcore, barnstormy, rough, hard mouth type dogs. But most of the ones, I'd say the percentages wise on us that having game dogs out of them was about 1 out of 20. You get 1 out of 20 that was pretty deep game, real deep game, some of them. But it's about a 1 in 20 number, you know. A little bit better than the Paladin stuff we had. But it all made sense then. And like I said, you know, if you want to breed those dogs, you're going to get dogs with Fargo in them. But I just can't stand it when people know, and them boys that are talking all this shit, they know damn good and well the story. They know that shit ain't from Turtle Buster. But they'll claim Turtle Buster dogs when the dogs is all Fargo bred. You know, this is why I'm telling the fucking truth on it. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. You know, I don't care what someone did or pound papers or anything if it doesn't affect me. But when you want to start instigating like my shit's fucking hung, when you know damn good and well your whole baseline, all them dogs were hung. The only one that was fucking, that I have found throughout history, there's one, come on, we'll go back up here. There's one other man that has them dogs. And he has got pretty much heavy, pure Turtle Buster dogs as well from a different dog. But most of them are Fargo bred. You know, very few of them in today's time are pretty much heavy Turtle Buster. And the Popeye was the only dog that I found that was available, stuff available off of it, that wouldn't eat up, slam up with Fargo. Now, like I said, I'm not knocking Fargo dogs. I'm just telling you, they ain't Turtle Buster dogs. Now, they're Gaines dogs. They still got the moonshine and all that stuff in it, the old whitey and all that shit. But they're not Turtle Buster dogs. You see what I mean? You're not getting the Turtle Busters, not what's making them dogs so spicy and hot and barnstormy and all that shit. It's not that, it's the sting. I know that stings you guys, but that's what it is. I mean, since we're going to be all telling people secrets and telling people how their dogs is bred, Especially when you want to use my platform like it's going to be relevant to me when it has no bearing on me whatsoever. I got nothing to do with that shit. You know what I mean? You can't change what someone did 35 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. You know, all I know is that my dogs come off a predominantly turtle buster dog. One of the tightest that was alive at the time. Okay, not tightest Fargo dog, but turtle buster dog. So when you got clowns out there running their little pea puckers, they should really sweep behind their back porch before they start accusing people of shit. Because I know secrets if you want to let out some secrets on the turtle buster dogs, on the Gaines dogs. Gaines didn't give a fuck about gameness. Why do you think he bred all that Paladin and that Spicer Sting and all that shit? He wanted real rough, high ability dogs. He was a gambling man. He was a pit man. That's what he wanted them for. Them type of dogs won't work in my program. So I wouldn't be breeding them. So I don't even know where you're fucking coming at. I need game dogs. You ain't gonna come down here and hunt and be out in the woods in 30 minutes. It's not gonna happen. It's never happened down here. That's why them dogs didn't do good down here. They didn't start even showing up down here, the Fargo shit, predominantly until people started just taking them to ADBA shows and not hog hunting with them and not doing the old way with them. They would not do good down here. The dogs was too good. They might be fine up there, but down here that fucking 20-minute shit ain't gonna work. It just never has. You better have some bottom end. It's, you know, that's just all there is to it. They're cut and dry. So if we want to start out spilling out some secrets, let's talk about secrets. Okay? Let's talk about how this shit really is. Because like I've always said, I don't breed turtle buster dogs. I breed buster dogs. Shit I know. And I know damn good well my shit's game. And I know they're bred correct. Especially anything from me. I ain't never hung papers on dogs. I don't give a shit. That's the last thing I worry about on dogs is paperwork. The very last. So, I'm going to clear that up because for 15 years I've been hearing all that bullshit. Non-stop. From people that D has done good. From people when they were in jail, she'd take money over there to the wife to feed the dogs. From people that she fed and housed that wouldn't work and took care of them. You know, backstabbing. Them ain't men, guys. When you do that shit, that's very dirty female-ish shit. Not even saying females that do that, but that's some dirty, dirty shit. That's low character, low rent. You know, I didn't even want to get on here and tell that secret on that shit. But you know what? There comes a time, like I said, I would never do it if I thought it would affect the woman that told me, because that would go against but she's got to be retired. Got to be pushing 80. Got to be. You know, obviously she still can't walk dogs and handle dogs. You know what I mean? So I think it's time to the truth be told, because I don't want to sit back and people be like, well, man, you knew and you never told us. Well, I'm telling you fucking now. That's the truth. So take with it what you want. I don't care. I'm not saying if you got Fargo dogs to think any less of them. They were a higher ability and higher quality than the Hyde Satchworks Black Rady shit that I had, but they still, the fact of the matter is they ain't turtle buster dogs. And that's all there is to it. You can't, you know, you can wish and say all you want, but that's the truth. And, you know, and it's a well-known thing. Gaines didn't give a fuck about bottom end. He wanted that fucking fast shit, which there ain't nothing wrong with that if it'll work for you. It just won't work down here south of the Mason-Dixon. I assure you of that shit. But anyway, folks, there's a little history lesson since people wanted to get out there and air out people's dirty laundry. That is irrelevant to me, has nothing to do with me, and doesn't matter to me. But I'll go ahead and put a little bit in the loader washer too. Let me throw some clothes in there. You know, we'll air some shit out. I can keep going, but I think that's a pretty good start right there. I won't even get into the shit that I had to deal with coming from up there. The lies, the paper hung shit that was said to be the way it was when they were doing good. And when the fucking Fargo came out of them. Then it really wasn't bred like that. It was hung. It was, you know, I ain't even gonna get all into that shit. That's the kind of shit I had to deal with too from them. It's all bullshit. But anyway, folks, y'all take care, y'all stay safe, and y'all keep on bulldogging.